Well, hello, welcome everybody again to another WKS podcast. This time I'm with Robin Curtis, and those people who are regular viewers and listeners will realise I've interviewed Robin before, but we're going to do like a little catch-up sort of interview. So, how you doing, Robin?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. So, do you want to sort of tell us a little bit then about since the last time we spoke, what sort of things you've been involved in?
Yeah. So since the last time we spoke, it's been a lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it really has just been preparing for everything opening back up again, isn't it? I mean, it's been been a strange time. And that's the term people use about this all the time, but it's literally just a case of just practicing, and working on my songs as well. I've been putting a lot of work into them. And yeah, that's kind of been about it really, filling that time, just kind of anxiously waiting for it to be. And then obviously got that roadmap, and we knew that is it the 12th of April we were allowed to play in beer gardens and stuff. So I just had my first gig on Sunday, which was brilliant. Weather was on our side, luckily, just about. It started raining and it was quite windy at the start, so I was getting quite worried about that.
Whereabouts was that then?
I was in Porthleven at the Atlantic. Yeah, so they're great over there. So that was great. Yeah, so I had some family and friends along to that, and it'd been over a year or 13 months since an actual proper. I'd done a couple here and there, just like private events in the summer and stuff. But yeah, so it's brilliant. So it's been what it's all been all about really since the last time we spoke. Just getting ready for everything to open back up again.
Yeah, superb. Superb. And you think you've got a EP out or a new album, is it coming out?
Yeah, it's all coming out. Yeah, it's all pretty much finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of stagger the releases over the course of about 10 days to 2 weeks, and just give everybody, here's one song, here's the second song, third, fourth, and then at the end hopefully just bunch it all together into an EP CD sort of thing. So that'll be really cool. Yeah. And
so is that all on SoundCloud or whereabouts?
All on SoundCloud now. Yeah. And then there's a couple more tracks to be uploaded, and then going to get it all onto Spotify and YouTube and stuff as well. So
people can just search Robin Curtis then on SoundCloud.
Robin Curtis on SoundCloud, and it'll all come up there. Yeah. So I've got a few different versions of tracks and things up there now, because a couple of my mates said that they were quite enjoying listening to like the demos and the rough versions and stuff, because you can get a little bit sort of perfectionist and only show people the finished stuff. But sometimes people like to listen to the sort of more rough copies. You can hear a few little mistakes and different things going on there. So I'm going to get them all out really, because I've got loads of different, and people prefer different versions of the tracks, if that makes sense. So it's to get everybody's opinion on things for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So have these tracks mostly been written during the lockdown?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they started, it sounds mad saying it, started writing them like last July, just sort of off the cuff really. Hadn't really written much before. And then one came together quite nicely, and then sort of one followed another. I think that just sort of came from not being able to play live at the time. I was putting all my energy, especially that time of year, putting all my time and energy, like the previous year, for example, in July, into just the live performances. So all throughout and over lockdown, really. And that was great, I think, because that was back when it was, we had like 3 weeks of just pretty much solid sun.
Right.
It was boiling hot. And I think they're quite summery tunes, really, or from what I'm told. And so I think they sort of stemmed from those days, just sitting in the sun, having a beer, and then coming up with a little riff or something. And they're quite happy, which is nice, because that's what it's all about. So yeah, they've been all been done throughout lockdown, really.
Superb. So you're obviously a solo one-man show type scenario.
Yeah.
So what gigs have you got? Anything lined up?
Yeah, quite a few things lined up. I should have my diary to hand, really. But just sort of the usual places, like a couple more in Porthleven, Helston, a couple in St Ives, and then quite a few weddings have come in, probably more than the last couple of years. I think there's kind of a pile up really with that, with people and private parties and birthday parties. I think what's great at the moment with that is that everyone's just so enthusiastic and keen just to get out and just party, really.
Yes.
Just like see their mates and stuff. Like on Sunday, everyone was just so happy, and it was great to see, really, because you do it all again,
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? And I think as we're slowly opening up, it's more of a sort of opportunity for solos and duos, really.
Yeah, no, you're 100%. Yeah, you're right, mate. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there isn't the money there at the moment, I don't suppose,
No.
for venues. So
definitely.
yeah.
I remember touching on this, I think last time, about it's tough for a 4 or 5 piece, you know, to be I think and also just with like the social distancing and stuff, because you know the other day when I played, the stage was probably just like a meter, you know, so even if the two of you, you got to be the 2 meters apart, whatever. So it's like I don't know, we'll find a way. But I think is it the 17th of May, bands are a few bands I know are getting quite busy with bookings and stuff, so that'll be great for them back in all the pubs and everything.
So is your main aim now then is to concentrate on the live stuff, or are you thinking more albums?
Yeah, a combination of it all really, because that's where I sort of find the fulfillment with it all really is when I was just playing, which I absolutely love, you know, when I was just playing gigs and playing covers, I loved that. And then it was just kind of, people kept coming up and saying, "Oh, have you got any of your own songs?" And I kept having to say no. And I was like, "Oh, I've got a few ideas," and my mates kept encouraging me, you know, a few of them saying, "Oh, you got." They'd heard me play one day or whatever and said, "You got to finish it." So that was kind of, it was eating away at me. And I think it was just the time in lockdown thinking, well, I've played these songs a lot now, you know, and I can't play them live and get people singing along and whatever, which was always the kind of purpose of it. So I need to write a few of my own. And then that all sort of stemmed from there. So there was no real plan to it. There often isn't there? Is there with like your own songs? They sort of just happen. And it's quite frustrating sometimes because you sit down to write a song, it 9 times out of 10 doesn't happen. But then if you like, I'll be walking along the beach or something one day or something random, and then a great song will come to me, then I'll have to, it's just utterly random, isn't it? But that's the beauty of it, I guess.
And do you do all your own sort of mixing and recording?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So that was again in lockdown where I sort of learned how to do all of that really, just with YouTube. Yeah. So it's great to be able to do it yourself to a point. And then there is a couple of guys I work with that I'll send them off they just like will mix and master it a little bit, quite a lot better than I can, you know. So that's just like a paid service, and you're like, you know, I won't say how much it is, but it's you'll send it off to them and then they just ping it back, and then that's kind of and that's great as well, because they can, like I say, they can take it to a more professional standard. But in terms of recording, it's a blessing to be able to just sit in your room, isn't it? And just be able to record whatever you want. And that was just YouTube and stuff I'd learned at college, which knowledge I hadn't applied really for years. Just remembering how to use all the things, and that's great to be able to do that, rather than having to, back in the day, you have to travel off and get in a studio and often pay a lot of money and be under the pressure of time and that. So it was it's a blessing, it really is.
Have you found that with the lockdown and your fan base that you've got, has it managed to increase, or is it literally, you know, how's it sort of the fan base been affected, do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd say it's probably about the same, really. There's been a few people, probably around about the same sort of level, really, to be honest, I reckon. Yeah, I don't think it's really changed too much.
You haven't been pushing things out during the lockdown then, have you? Or...
Yeah, I have with my own song. I'd say that's been, to be fair, that's a good point, that people have been that would, you know, that aren't interested in sort of the covers and stuff that I'll do, if that's not their sort of cup of tea. They are interested in the there's a few people I've just sent stuff off I've been working with, or just on like SoundCloud and stuff, I've just pinged stuff to people, and they're like, "Oh, you know, let me know when you release it all and I'll share it," and then their friends like it or whatever. I've had a few of that sort of thing happen, so that's interesting. So that's what's cool about doing the two, with the original stuff and playing covers, is that you get sort of two different fan bases almost, or you know, some people will like both of it, but so it's interesting, for sure.
Okay, so you know, over the next, I don't know, 6-8 months, you know, what is your main goal then, you know?
I'd say the 6-8 months, just primarily just to get out and just play as many gigs as I can. That's always been the aim, and to get as much music recorded as possible, to get probably a quicker process with that, and to work with the right people, and to have more of a system to it, you know. Otherwise you can sort of start a song and then you don't finish it, and you start another song and you don't finish it, and it gets a bit sort of tedious with them. But yeah, I'd say, and then just doing that motivates me. Every time I've written a song and I finish it and it's been really good, I've had like a real surge of motivation to go out and play it live, you know. So I think that you can really tie them well together. So
if people want to find out where you're playing, how's it best for them? How do they find out?
Yeah, all my events are on my Facebook page, which is Robin Curtis Music. So they're all on there. If you just scroll over to the events little section bit, it'll they're all on there at the moment. So
Superb.
Yeah, what's booked in. So
brilliant. Well, I mean, I normally end with that inevitable question of anybody you'd like to thank, but I asked you before. I mean, do you want to expand? Is there anybody else? Or
it's sort of in terms of like musical influences as well, is it, or just
whatever?
Yeah.
Normally it's about you being here musically, but that can amount to all sorts.
Yeah, a good point actually. I think I mentioned everybody last time, but somebody I completely forgot last time was my old guitar teacher, Kate. She lives in Hale, and she was just absolutely brilliant. I felt bad last time because I completely forgot to say her name. So Kate, if you're listening, thank you very much, because she was couldn't have asked for a better teacher than her. She's unbelievable. I wouldn't have nothing musically would have happened without her. So yeah,
fair play. Look, Robin, good luck with everything. And
cheers, buddy. Lovely to speak to you again, mate.
Yeah, and I'll keep an eye out for a gig and come along and say hello.
Yeah, for sure. Do it. Yeah, I'll get you a beer in.
Lovely, mate. All right, you take care.
All right. Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Mate.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it, mate.
Cheers.